Hey everyone, Evil here, and we're back at Fortnight at Frenni's Fazclaire's 2. And this time it's version 0.2. So it's been updated. This has been developed by Night Fox Works, and you can find this over at Itch.io or go to their Patreon. I have a link down below. You can all check it out. Now, this update that now goes up to night 9. And I do believe we're starting night 4, or well, I mean day 4, because at night we sleep. So let's get into it. Hopefully the save still works. April, May, yep, May. That's the one we want. Night 3 complete. Once home, I turned to the USB to try and draw out more of the secrets contained within. Which girl's data should I read through? I don't remember who is who, no! Aw, man. Who? I don't know which girl is which. Alright, we're gonna go with Mia. The more I look through Mia's files, the more I realize that despite everything that's happened to her in her life, she's extremely upbeat and kind. As Amber rose, Mia volunteered at an animal shelter, cooked at a soup kitchen, and generally tried to look on the bright side of life. There's not a single post from Amber that's negative or otherwise expressing dismay or anger about anything in her life. There are a few posts that catch my eye, though. You know, I kinda wish I could be even more of a monster. Sure, all the other girls get to wear cute dresses and makeup, but how many can say they have caused genuine fear boners before? Fear boners? Interesting. Suffice to say, Amber was, and still is, a very interesting character. Furthermore, I'll need to talk with Mia herself. Which one is Mia? I don't know. The next day, I wake feeling refreshed and energized. My morning routine passes as a blur. I managed to finish the requisition paperwork for Roxy's new batteries before I head out the door. And if the boss lady approves them today, we can potentially have Roxy upgraded tomorrow night. Time to head into work. Alright, October 21st, night 4. Oh, alright. I thought we were going to be on day, not... Okay, it's Fazclaire's 1 where you work the day, I think. I managed to get in early enough that I reached the door at the same time as Seraphina. It's such a weird outfit she has. She has a cat carrier in one hand, and inside is Mittens. My, you're here early. I could say the same as you. I take it Mittens is a stray, given that you brought her back here. Indeed, no microchip, or at least she didn't have one until I took her to the vet. Mittens is now officially the club's chief pest controller. See? They've got a cute little collar and name tag to that effect. She shows me Mittens. Sure enough, there's a golden collar with several ID tags around Mittens' neck. A little clinking of metal should make it easy to tell when she's around. Sorry, when the chief pest controller is around, titles are important after all. Mitten mews at me, and Seraphina replies without missing a beat. Yes, I agree. What did she say? Seraphina winks and says nothing as she proceeds to her office. I take the hint and divert to parts and service. Roxy's already up and composed in her room, judging by the muffled bass line coming from her door. Mia and Chi are in their pod still, while Aurora is just stepping out of hers. Morning. Wait, what's that? Her nose twitches, followed by her getting close to me and taking a big whiff. Hi. Like my cologne or something? I smell another cow on you. You're not trying to replace me, right? No, never would do that. I don't even know who you are, Aurora. Ah, of course not. You couldn't replace me if you tried. Hey, seriously, did you drop a new cat or something? Nah, Chief found a kitten in the vents. Seraphina took it to the vet before making Mittens the chief pest controller here. Ha, I love it. I hope we get along well. Mittens and I. I've never been friends with an actual cat before. Well, you have plenty of time to do so now that Mittens is official. Neat. I'm gonna go practice my routine for tonight. See you around, Ava. Once back on my throne, I followed along the paperwork for those high-capacity batteries to Seraphina. Then I have some time to dig into that USB drive. Which girl's data should I read through? Let's do Chi. Apparently, Chi used to be Camilla Martin. She suffered the big C, specifically of the pancreatic variety. Camilla was flagged by Mr. Black after learning about her via a conversation with Marie at the original club. Marie, or rather Vanessa, often was visited by Camilla when they were both in the same hospital. Camilla's treatment wasn't really working, but she was still very high energy, eager to please, eager to flirt, and generally fun to be around all the same. By the time Mr. Black got to her, Camilla was on her last legs. Yet despite not being able to leave the confines of her bed, Camilla still made such a pass at Mr. Black that even Lilith blushed when she heard about it. The animatronic conversion process was apparently the smoothest after Mia's, though I don't have time to look through Mia's files at the moment. I take note as Chi and Mia emerge from their pods, yawn, stretch, wave at me, and then head up to their respective areas. Roxy remains in her room, which is unusual for her this close to the club's opening. Usually she's already starting her set in the rave pit so that people coming into the club have music to dance to right off the beat. Curiosity compels me to investigate. I can still hear the heavy music when I approach. Before I knock, I put my ear to the door to see if I could pick out anything else. Roxy's saying something, but I can't make it out over the bass line. At the incident with her charger, I fear the worst. I remotely unlock Roxy's door, then knock and announce, "I'm respecting your privacy by knocking, but asserting my authority as a chief engineer by coming in anyways." Roxy isn't at her mix table like I was expecting. Instead, she's collapsed next to her full-size mirror, sobbing. I rush over, ready to leap into action once I understand what's going on. Hey, easy now. What's wrong? Roxy turns to look at me, her eyes simulating the buildup of tears. I don't know. Ever since waking up, I haven't been able to stop thinking about really depressing things. I'm stuck in a loop. I can't get these thoughts out of my head. Perhaps AI Roxy did something after my conversation with them last night. I pull out the proper cable and connect my tablet to the port on the back of Roxy's neck. A quick system diagnostic reveals the problem. Roxy has entered into a do-while loop that has no natural exit. She's been reliving the same memories over and over again without any form of reprieve. Alright, hold on. I think I've got it. Just gotta send a termination signal to the loop. And there. Any better? Roxy's sobbing dies down, though she still emulates the kind of post-cry, shuddering breathing of a human. Thank you. Whatever you did worked. I don't have to keep suffering my mental demon attacking me from all angles. You want to talk about it? We can always have you go on later in the night if you need time to resent. No. I need to get out on stage. I'm already cutting it pretty close to opening as it is. Well, maybe we can talk later? Thanks for coming to check in on me. She rushes from the room, nearly taking the tablet's cable with her in the process. I'll have to study that do-while loop at some point to see how it came about in the first place. For now, I return to parts and service to continue studying the USB. I guess let's do Aurora. Instead of focusing on Aurora for now, thinking that getting her electromagnetism under control will be paramount. What I find is a series of physical and mental documentation for a woman named Lena Lee. She was in her mid-20s working as a competition-level ballroom dance instructor when she started to experience memory loss and confusion. Documentation paints a grim picture. I'm no doctor, but I can read between the lines. Lena was going through early-onset Alzheimer's disease. I can't imagine the horror and dread that Lena faced being afflicted with something so terrible at such a young age. Further reading indicates that Miss Diablo, Lilith, Seraphina's sister, approached Lena and offered her a chance of escaping her situation. Lena jumped at the opportunity, fully consenting to the process of soul transfer and AI observation mimicry. Mimic! I have no idea how much Aurora remembers of her past life, nor whether questioning her will cause the AI to come into conflict once more. I'll have to be tactful when I confront her. After some time, a sudden meow is followed by Mittens leaping into my lap and continuing to meow at me. Aww. Sorry, I don't speak cat. Meow. If you want something, go ask Seraphina, Aurora, or Chi. They understand you somehow. Meow meow. One meow for yes, two meows for no? Meow meow meow. Okay, that we never discussed 3. This is going nowhere. At least Mittens is content with me petting her behind the ears. Should I go find Seraphina to translate for Mittens? Oh, this is a toughie. Should I find Seraphina or stay and dig through the USB? I'm sure Mittens is just being a cat, and I should focus on USB some more. Alright, let's go back to Chi. Turns out that Camilla had dreams of becoming a famous actress. From what I've experienced with Chi so far, I can totally see it. Before cancer got to her, Camilla was apparently taking theater classes at Waterfall Institute. Her instructors believed she had great promise. In fact, Camilla had already been scouted by several big names in the entertainment industry. She had her pick of shows and movies to star in. Her big breakout role was going to be the movie adaptation of Abyssal Unknown. You know what? Save over here. I am gonna end up going back to talk to Seraphina. Sadly though, Camilla's bright future was cut tragically short by a rapidly deteriorating body. She never got her chance to be on the silver screen. And yet, even in the hospital, Camilla believed it was her job to brighten everyone's day, doctor, nurse, and patient alike. A shooting star like that would naturally leave at a chance to become an everlasting animatronic. Still, I feel like there's more about Camilla to learn, but to do that, I'll have to get to know her in the present. After a bit more digging, I get a service request to head to Aurora's den. Apparently, Aurora is in the middle of twirling on her pole when it dislodged and caused her to fall on stage. That wouldn't be as big of a problem if Aurora's hand wasn't also glued to the pole that continually pumped the metal with electricity. I make haste for the den to find that most of the patrons have either left this section or are paying attention to the human dancers. Aurora is sitting on the edge of the main stage, legs dangling and her arms stuck held out to her right. Wait, so there's animatronics and there's human dancers here also. Okay. She brightens considerably when she sees me approaching. Hey, thank goodness you're here. We need to get my hand to stop juicing the pole and figure out why it came off in the first place. I offer out the cable attached to my tablet, which she takes and connects as I ask. I take it you're incapable of disabling your hand's EM functions? That's the funny thing. According to all my sensors and servos, I'm not using any EM functions right now. And when I try to open my hand right up, I get this ghost feeling of it coming loose before nothing happens. I study the logs on my tablet intensely, searching for any discrepancy that might shed some light on the situation. Sure enough, I spot a problem with Aurora's lower level functions, similar to Roxy's earlier. Aurora is stuck in a do-while loop. Just not as potent of one, depending on your perspective. The major difference is that sending a break command has to be done slowly and carefully since it's at a near root level. Alright, I see the problem. We're going to be waiting a bit for the commands to go through though. That's fine. I've been meaning to talk to you anyway since you're the chief engineer. Oh? What about? I've been having some trouble remembering things, like your name for example. Huh. So, I guess her problem is affecting her like this? I had to pull Ava from the servers. But how did I forget such a simple detail? If I had to guess, it's because Aurora's condition is coming back to haunt her, even in her new body. Could be a memory error. I'll look into it. How long has this been going on? Pretty much the whole time I've been activated, if I'm being honest. That's concerning. Why haven't you ever brought it up before now? Because I guess it wasn't too much of a concern. I know my dance and chakram routines. It's not like anyone's requested a VIP experience with me lately either. But if they did, would you remember? Really? I think you'd be getting a bunch of requests for such. But I'm also surprised that you're so calm about not remembering things. That's the beautiful part of existence, though, isn't it? How do you mean? Well, if I don't remember something, then it can't have been important to me. And if I forgot something important to me that doesn't affect my day-to-day, Was it really important in the first place? Good point. Still, there could be so much about yourself that you don't know. Memories are how we know we've lived. Without them, we're, I don't know, just going through the motions? Maybe, but I think I'm okay with that. My job isn't to remember. My job is to make memories for other people. Everything I do, no matter how small, can leave a lasting impact. Sure, most of those memories are just folks looking for gooning material, but I think that still counts. So you're saying you'd rather be known as just Aurora the animatronic dancer than someone famous? Not even that, really. Just the dancing tiger animatronic is good enough for me. Okay, I know what she's supposed to be now. The white tiger, or tiger rock. That's what she's supposed to be, right? But she doesn't have the two different color eyes. Huh? You and Roxy are polar opposites in that regard. I suppose we are. A ding from my tablet indicates that the commands have finally gone through. Moments later, Aurora's hand releases the pole. It clatters to the stage as she rotates and rubs at her wrist. Whatever you did worked. I've got full control of my hand again. Thanks, Ava. Don't mention it. I do wonder why the pole came out all the same. It's supposed to be anchored well enough that it can take 3 times my weight. Otherwise, it would come loose when I twirl around it. Sounds like we need to inspect the bolts then. We both look to the ends of the pole on the stage. Most of the bolts are missing, while those that remain are stuck fast by magnetic force. My guess is whatever caused your EM surge also ripped out the bolts in the process. Aren't those bolts supposed to be non-conductive so that doesn't happen? Yes, but this entire situation is abnormal. I'll replace the bolts with certified inert ones when I fix this. My guess is each of your EM activations has been loosening the conductive bolts slowly over time. It just wasn't until now that a powerful enough surge finally dislodged them. Weird. Well, I don't think there's any point trying to capture the dregs remaining in the den. I think I'll turn in early. Have a good night. Hold on, before you go. I rummage in my pockets and pull out a hairpin I got for Aurora. I meant to give you this earlier, but it kept slipping my mind. Wow, it's so pretty. You sure this is for me? Yep. Now I definitely won't forget your name again. Thank you, Ava. By the time I've recentered and probably reattached the pole to its supports, the club is winding down. There's a message waiting for me in parts and service from Seraphina. She's approved the purchase of Roxy's new batteries and scheduled the upgrade process during the club's closing on Saturday. Something to look forward, at least. Before I head home, there's a prime opportunity to speak with one of the girls' AI. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna save over this one. Who should I don't access? Why would I not? Alright, Mia. Now's a good time as any to speak with Mia's AI. Once Seraphina's thumb drive, all I need to do is connect my tablet to Mia's pod and input Seraphina's access code. From there, the AI will take over Mia's function until I input the access code once more. Mia herself will be none the wiser if I do things right. Grab a chair, log into Mia's room, set it up next to her pod, connect my tablet, and follow the procedure as outlined. Mia's eyes open to reveal golden irises as she turns her head to look at me. Hey Ava, why'd you wake me? Checking my tablet just to be sure it's Mia's AI active and not her, because everything is exactly like her. Her tone, her posture, everything exactly as the real Mia. Just wanted to do a system check and all that. Anything to report? Let's see. I suppose it is the system's failure likely to occur in 9 days. At that point, my memory banks will fry of their own volition. You seem remarkably calm about that possibility. When you've lived through what I have, you learn to live in the moment. I might have 9 days left, or 2 days, or 2 hours. Heck, I'd go poof in the next 2 seconds. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. Huh. I should ask some clarifying questions about her, because right now, I think there's a real chance Mia's AI has already accomplished its goal. What's your function here at the club? I take care of the VIPs and act as concierge for any special requests. And the cause of you sticking to that pole on my second night on the job? If I recall correctly, you never said what could have caused it, though I do remember you quoting Hamlet. I see. Well, is there anything I can do for you while I have you? Nah, I'm good, Ava, but thank you for asking. Have a good night now. Moments later, I get the confirmation on my tablet that the real Mia is back in control. With that bit of excitement over with, I yawn, stretch, and head home for the night. Yay! Good time to save. But now, I'm gonna load. I want to know about that cat. Probably out of a desire to understand what Mittens is saying, and probably because I want to talk with Seraphina, I leave parts and service. Club is already in full swing, yet people make room and awe at Mittens when they see me trying to get through. Seraphina is in her usual lurking spot on the second floor when I find her. Mittens hops from my arms to go rub against Seraphina's legs, meowing 4 times with a slight pause. Oh? That's probably because he's trying to solve the biggest problem facing us. Meow. I don't mind that you brought him here, Mittens. Hasn't been giving you too much trouble, I hope. Other than sneaking up on me? Nah. She gave me a reason to come find you. Oh? Is there something besides Mittens that you need to talk about with me? Just trying to get to know you better. If now's a bad time, I can always come back later. No, I'm free. What's on your mind? Given that Seraphina mentioned D&D in her office a few nights ago, I figure I'll start there. Well, I take it you've been in a few D&D campaigns, yeah? I've been debating trying to find an online group if I couldn't find one in person here in the city. I know next to nothing about it other than how much people make it out to be the best thing since sliced bread. Sliced bread is quite amazing, but they're not wrong. With the right group, you can tell a collaborative story better than any book, movie, comic, or other media. I used to play a Cobalt Dragonborn Paladin of Powermit whenever Lilith and I played with her friends. Dragonborn? Is that similar to being a Draco Angelus? Not particularly. They're far more reptilian and monstrous, plus they only live for around 80 years. Lilith and I are functionally immortal sort of certain toxins. Speaking of, Lilith always liked to play a drow rogue rebelling against Lolth. Oh my god. And did she ever use poisons to decimate our enemies? I could talk about this at length, but let's focus on you. You have any idea what kind of character you want to play? Something that lets me build and enhance things, I think. I remember seeing something online about an artificer class. That would suit your skills quite well, Mr. Pilot. Cool, though I don't know much about the setting of D&D, if I'm being honest. That's one of the beautiful things about D&D. You can make your own setting and have just as much fun as the canon material. Perhaps once the crisis here is over, we can get everyone together, and I'll be the Dungeon Master, so you can get a good first experience. Dungeon Master. That'd be pretty cool. Not that kind of dungeon. Aw. I spoke with Roxy's AI, by the way. It seems to think she was another AI that it was supposed to learn and copy from. The AI had feelings of resentment and anxiety, which inadvertently spilled over to Roxy when she woke up. Had I not checked on her, she would have missed her set tonight. I was hoping we'd have more time before that sort of thing started happening again. That was one of the first signs that something was going wrong, at least with Roxy anyways. Before you go, there's one other thing. Yes? Seraphina picks up Mittens and hands her back to me. The chief pest controller wants to go smell around Aurora's room. She thinks there's mice in there. Meow. Exactly. Guess we'll go do that then. Thanks, boss lady. After dropping off Mittens at Aurora's room, I find a service request waiting for me to head to Aurora's den. Apparently, Aurora's in the middle of okay, so we can skip all this, right? Yep. Okay, so we will. So if I just do everything the way I did, go back to Mia, blah, blah, blah. Alright. So I'm glad I did it. We got a little bit of extra dialogue, and we didn't miss out on anything. It wasn't like you choose one option, and you can't do something else. It was nice. So we save, and I can save right over it. Bam. Look at that. And might as well save over this. Oh, no. Okay. I guess, yeah. That's good enough for now. So that was Fortnight at Frenny's Fazclaire's 2. Day 4. Awesome. So we learned a little bit more. We got to talk to Aurora a bit. We now have a cat, I guess. So on that note, you have yourselves a good one, and I will see you later.